Good morning, happy Wednesday. It is February 26th. So today is one of those days where we've kind of been in this space where like something just feels a little uneasy but we can't quite put our finger on it. And today you're going to see something that's going to help you put your finger on that, right? But we got to make sure that we're willing to listen to our intuition here. So the moon is still in Aquarius. So that subconscious and emotional self is still in alignment with that Uranus and Taurus, where it's just making us really uncomfortable and shaking things up, right? It's also being ruled by Saturn, because Saturn also rules Aquarius in Pisces, where it's asking us to have a good, strong connection to our intuition and have boundaries with our intuition as well. So there's really this feeling of like your intuition screaming at you, something's not quite right, something's going on, but you're not really sure what it is. Today, the moon will square Uranus, and that's where you're going to see like something happen. Somebody says something, maybe something in their actions, their movement, their body language, something here is going to click for you to make you go, oh, that's what it is, right? Now, later tonight, the moon is going to make an inconjunct to the South Node. And this is where we need to make sure that we are staying in alignment with that Uranus, and we're willing to make the changes that we need to make according to what these aha moments are telling us, and letting go of this idea that we have to have proof before we can make that decision to make the change. So an inconjunct is all about like crossroads kind of moments. It's about like you got to let go of something to go a different direction, right? Now, this is the moon, so this is very like kind of subtle energy, but this is about switching your subconscious state of mind to more trusting that intuition and those aha moments, instead of like gaslighting yourself and telling yourself that you're just being paranoid. What if I'm wrong? We got to let go of that anxiety about like, what if I'm wrong? Because chances are pretty good you're not wrong on this one, okay? We also have Mercury moving into a sextile with Uranus, okay? These two are both debilitated. So there's this real temptation to listen to other people gaslighting you, gaslighting yourself, convincing yourself you're being crazy or paranoid, allowing other people to tell you that, and just ignoring what your intuition is telling you, what those insights and like awakening moments are telling you, mainly because we just don't want to deal with the things that are uncomfortable, because things have been so uncomfortable for so long. So the lesson in today is making sure you're trusting that intuition, you're paying attention to these little aha moments, and you're making the self-adjustments you need to moving forward, okay? We really want to make sure we're not making any kind of impulsive decisions. I know I keep reiterating this, but me personally, I'm starting to like get my energy back with Mars moving forward, and I'm actually starting to feel a little bit of like a manic episode coming on here. So we need to like make sure that we're not getting too excited because we finally have energy again and making impulsive decisions with that Venus being in Aries, because it is about to station retrograde and we will regret those decisions, okay? So slow down and listen. Make sure that you are really listening to what's going on in your mind, listening to those voices that are popping up saying, hey, this is what's happening, and go with it. Don't try to prove it. Just say, yep, that's what's going on, and adjust accordingly to that. All right, let's pull you guys some cards for the day. What is the energy for the collective? The Magician, right? You have what you need to make what you want happen. And that's kind of, Mars is slowly getting moving, right? So we're getting that energy back to want to do something, to want to be active again, okay? So really lean into that, but don't let anything get in your way either. Understand that you have what you need. You don't need to prove anything else to do what you want to do, okay? What to focus on? What can we focus on today? Oh, we got like a whole handful out here. We're going to go with this guy because he was the one sticking out the most. 7 of Pentacles. This is going to be that adjustment. What do you need to get rid of? What do you need to remove from your life so that you can keep moving forward? Manic episodes, I mean, as somebody who is bipolar, having manic episodes can be very frustrating because we can do a lot of really dumb shit. But at the same time, there is so much like confidence in there, and there's so much drive to kind of move forward. If you're really able to like temper those impulsiveness to it, it's actually a really great time to get a lot of stuff done and really start kind of moving forward for yourself, right? So really this is a good time to remove whatever it is that's blocking you. Other people, maybe there's something that you've been working on because you've been told you have to work on it and you're like, no, this isn't serving me any good. You need to let that go. Whatever it is that's getting in the way of you moving forward for yourself, then we need to get rid of it. We need to weed our garden here. I think this is really important too. With the moon being in Aquarius, that is a forward-thinking sign. It wants to progress. It wants to create stuff and move forward and do something out in the collective, right? So your subconscious is really thinking about, what do I need to do to keep moving forward? And Uranus is telling you what isn't working and what you need to get rid of so that you can keep moving forward, even if it's uncomfortable, okay? What to avoid today? That's too much. I don't know why it keeps spitting out like whole handfuls at me. What to avoid? Maybe we need to avoid a lot. Again, a whole bunch. Taking the first one, Ten of Swords. Gosh, dang. That is actually a weird combination. It gave me Ten of Swords and the Chariot. Oh, let's see. We got King of Swords on the bottom. Okay, so we want to make sure we're not getting too feisty today. You can cut things out of your life without being an asshole. Okay? And honestly, sometimes it's not even about cutting things out of your life. It's about shifting your mindset as well. Like I said, when the moon is making aspects, this is like a subconscious shift that's happening. So this doesn't necessarily mean tell the whole world to fuck off. This is really more making the adjustments you need to make to be able to enforce your own boundaries so that you can move forward for yourself, right? This could be subconscious things that you need to weed out where you don't trust yourself, okay? That could be a good explanation for the Magician. Sometimes we need that reminder that we have everything that we need to do what we need to do so that we stop second guessing ourselves, okay? So we're avoiding the Ten of Swords and the Chariot. You don't have to completely end something. You don't need to be an asshole. Mars is in Cancer, and there's going to be that real temptation to tell people to fuck right off. You don't need to do all of that to be able to move forward. You just need to make some little adjustments right now. Sometimes you need to do something major, but right now it's really those little adjustments here and there. I think other people were really clinging to trying to keep things the same, clinging to a sense of normalcy, right? They'll come around eventually, but right now you need to do what's best for you. And if that means maybe putting up a little more barriers to protect yourself and your plans, then that's what you need to do. It doesn't mean you have to just completely walk away from something in order to be able to move forward, okay? Some of these people may be important later on down the road. Okay, clarifiers. Oh yeah, that's that Venus getting ready to station retrograde, making that impulsive decision to cut somebody off could actually also come back to haunt you just as much as making an impulsive decision to do something stupid with another person could come back to haunt you, okay? We don't want to make any kind of major changes to any type of relationship, close friendship, partnership right now, because whatever that is, whether it is making a new one or ending an existing one, it will come back to haunt us, okay? So clarifiers for the Magician. We have Knight of Pentacles. That's that slow-moving type of energy, and Four of Wands. Okay. So this is like you've been working on something, but you haven't really seen a whole lot of growth in it, right? But maybe you've been patient. Like so maybe you're starting to feel a little bit of excitement in what this is, right? Like you're starting to see a tiny bit of growth, and like it really starts like lighting you up and getting you feeling good about something. So it is this energy of like, yes, things are finally starting to move, but they're moving slowly. And it's just, it's like an excitement. It's a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like confirmation that you're on the right path type of thing, right? So that's really just kind of that energy of showing you that you're moving the right direction, especially in whatever this like light bulb moment is today. You're going to really see that you've been on the right path. You might have been second guessing yourself, but you have in fact been on the right path, and this is really going to help keep you going that direction. Clarifiers on the Seven of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Too much. Okay. Three of Swords, and yeah, there is a hurtful situation in here for sure. And we need to make sure that we're working on that. We're doing the internal work with it as well. Because these are really kind of personal cards here. So this feels an awful lot like looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, what work do I still need to do on myself? What adjustments do I need to make in myself, with the world on the bottom? So figuring out what those boundaries are to protect yourself from the heartache. Finding like a closure to some type of heartache here that will help you be able to move forward on your path as well. So with this Saturnian influence, this feels an awful lot like learning those boundaries, learning how to protect yourself, like trusting your intuition, even if you can't prove whatever it is that you feel like is going on, and setting your boundaries according to your intuition and not allowing yourself to be gaslit or gaslighting yourself because you can't find the proof for it, right? I am absolute worst at that. I will let myself get hurt over and over again until I have actual physical proof. We all do it. So this is the lesson that we need to learn about building those boundaries based on that intuition so that we are keeping the things out of our space that's going to hold us back, okay? Clarifiers for the Ten of Swords and the Chariot. Page of Wands and the Lovers. I hate those two together. I really hate these two together, especially with Venus in Aries right now. Because this is like that mistake that we all make where we just randomly jump in bed with someone because we really, really like them, right? We're avoiding this. This is the avoid. Again, we don't need to cut people off completely. We don't need to stab other people in the back. We don't need to hurt other people in order to enforce our boundaries, right? So this could be like enforcing those boundaries with someone that's maybe wanting to, come in and have a little fun or whatever, and leaving it at that, right? We don't need to, shut the door and run away completely. And we also don't need to do this whole thing where we're like, okay, I've got a boundary, but the door's still a little bit open. We don't want to do that either, right? Just be firm in those boundaries. Listen to your intuition. If it's telling you that this person is just looking to have a little fun, or it's a friend who's just looking to use you for a moment to make them feel better, whatever it is, just have those good, strong boundaries. This is all about adjusting your mind so that you can continue to grow and create whatever it is that you're working towards creating for yourself.